Welcome to Sairam Triple YouTube channel. Let us discuss measurement of high voltage and current. In that we have electrostatic voltmeter. So we'll see the electrostatic voltmeter advantages and disadvantages. See, this is electrostatic voltmeter internal circuit diagram. So high voltage we are giving. There is a two plates present over here, and air and SF6 vacuum is the permittivity of free space or permittivity of the material, and there is a pointer is fixed, and the scale is fixed and the pointer will be moving. So let us see. Already we discussed construction part. So this is the diagram, the complete electrostatic voltmeter. Physically we can see in the CPRI, Central Power Research Institute. So it's a 1947 electrostatic voltmeter, but at present we are having a tangiometer and voltage transformers because to measure the high voltage and then high electric potential. So just we'll see the advantage of electrostatic voltmeter. The active power loss is negligibly small. So active power loss in the sense the resistive losses, resistive component, active components loss will be negligible, very small. We cannot consider that value. And low loading effect, loading effects will be less, and voltage up to 600 kilovolts can be measured. So advantages up to 600 kilovolts. So I think you all know, right? So the generation is 11 kilovolts. Whatever we are transmitting, either it may be 66 or 110 kilovolts or 220 kilovolts. But the meter which is used, electrostatic voltmeter, that is up to 600 kilovolts range is possible, right? So the limitations are measurement of voltage lower than 50 volts not possible because force becomes too small. So in this meter we cannot use less than 50 volts range. Less than 50 voltage we cannot measure. And for constant distance, F is directly proportional to V square. The sensitivity is very small, and this can be overcome by varying the gap distance D in the appropriate steps. So the gap between the plate to plate, so that can be varied because that's a limitation. So that will take time and that will take some losses also. So that's why that is a limitation of electrostatic voltmeter. So measurement of HVAC voltages, Chubb and Fortescue method for HVAC measurement. So the Chubb and Fortescue method of HVAC measurement, it's a simple and accurate method for the peak measurement of AC voltage. It can be defined as a peak voltmeter method. So previously we studied this one, electrostatic voltmeter. This is a peak measuring AC voltage. It can be defined as a peak voltmeter method. See, peak voltmeter in the sense extreme level and a peak level of voltmeter method. Suggested by the Chubb and Fortescue in 1913. Peak value instrument is required for high voltage measurement. See, peak in the sense maximum value. So we can say maximum value instrument is required for the high voltage measurement. Peak value of an AC waveform is more important because it is having RMS value, average value, everything. So the peak value is very important. When the waveform is not sinusoidal, RMS value of the voltage multiplied by the square root of 2 is not correct. Hence, the separate peak value instrument is desirable high voltage applications. So as you can see the diagram to measure peak value of voltage by using a measuring instrument. So here there is a high voltage over here supply, and there is a capacitor, input capacitance, and this is a completely rectifier like structure. C is the capacitor, D1 and D2 are the diodes, and the P is the protective devices. P is a protective device. Okay, it's like a two diodes are connected opposite, and indicating meter which is used to indicate rectified current. So peak voltmeter series capacitor, in that Vt is the voltage waveform, Ict is the capacitor current waveform, T is the time period. So when a capacitor is connected to sinusoidal voltage source, charging current is generated. Everybody knows, since capacitor is connected series with the circuit, sinusoidal voltage is applied. charging current is generated. The meter reading is proportional to peak value. The value become Vm is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc, where I is the DC current read by the meter and C is the capacitance of the capacitor. This method is known as a Chuk-Forsky method for a peak voltage measurement. Next, we have a generating voltmeter. A generating voltmeter is a variable capacitor electrostatic voltage generator which generates the current proportional to the applied external voltage. So it's a like a back to back like connection. I mean like it's a like back EMF. I mean the generating. I mean like so the voltage is generated, but the rotation also there is a back EMF. Likewise, so generating voltmeter generates a voltmeter variable capacitor electrostatic voltage which generates current proportional to the applied external voltage. So whatever the generating current is proportional to applied external voltage. The device is driven by an external synchronous or constant speed motor and does not absorb power or energy from the voltage measuring source. No loading effect, that is. So generating voltmeter can measure loss free AC voltage. Generating voltmeter are high impedance devices and no direct connection to the high voltages. So there is no direct connection between the meters. So this is the connection of schematic diagram of generating voltmeter. So there is a D1, D2, D3, D4 terminals, and D1, D2 is like it looks like a terminal disk. Okay, D0, D1, D2, D3. As you can see the diagram, synchronous motor will be present. And even though we can use induction motor also, but synchronous motor will be present here. And when the emitter is there, when the resistance will be there because of to limit the current. And emitter is used to measure the current overall, and D1, D2, D3 are the disk placing. See here, D3 is more far from the D0 and D1, D2. Similarly, we are having the overall diagram. Synchronous motor gives you the movement of that connection of D1, D2, D3, D4, D1, D2, D0 and D3. Okay, the figure shows that, and I mean previous diagram, generating voltmeter which implies the rotating Vane's variation capacitance. So the disc will be there, right? Those discs and all rotating. High voltage electrode is connected, the disc electrode D3 which is kept at a fixed distance on the axis of other low voltage electrode D2, D1 and D0. The rotor D0 is driven at a suitable constant speed by the synchronous motor. Rotor vanes of D0 causes periodic change in the capacitance between the insulating the disc D2 and the high voltage electrode D3. So the number of shapes vanes are so designed that the suitable variation in capacitance, sinusoidal or linear, is achieved. Right? The AC current is rectified and is measured using moving coil meters. If the current is small, an amplifier may be used before the current is measured. Generating voltmeters are linear scale instrument and applicable over the wide range of voltmeter. The sensitivity can be increased by increasing the area of the peak up electrode and by using amplifier circuit. Right? So the principle of operation, we have a charge stored in the capacitor Q is equal to Cv. If the capacitance of the capacitor varies with the time when connected to the source of the voltage V, the current through the capacitor is I is equal to dq by dt, where just to apply the loop equation, you will get V into dc by dt plus C into dv by dt is the equation of current, because dq by dt is what? Q is equal to it and I is equal to what? Q by t. So dq by dt we got. And what about the charge in the capacitor? Q is equal to Cv. So finally we'll get the loop equation is like V dc by dt plus C into dv by dt. For DC voltage, dv by dt is equal to 0. Everybody knows for DC voltage, okay, in the capacitor voltage is 0. I is equal to what? Dq by dt, where Q is V into dc by dt. So if the capacitance C varies between the limits C0 and C0 plus Cm, essentially as C is equal to C0 plus Cm sin omega t, where current is I is equal to Im cos omega t, cos t omega t, where Im is equal to V C omega, Cm omega. Im is the peak value of the current and the RMS value of the current is given by IRMS is equal to VCM omega by root 2. So for the constant regular frequency, the current proportional to the applied voltage V more than generated current sanctified measuring moving coil meter. Generating voltmeter can be used. AC voltage measurements also provide the angular frequency is the same or equal to half of the supply frequency, right? Next class we'll see the generating voltmeters advantages.